Today you're going to learn how to create an executive style presentation like this using Tableau's story feature. Now, many of my clients replace their PowerPoints for an interactive dashboard or story using Tableau to allow interactivity within their presentation and really keep their end users engaged. I am Tyler Lubin, founder of Visual Intelligence, and today we're going to be creating a story that is going to replicate a PowerPoint. So it's going to give you everything that you get out of a PowerPoint on top of an interactivity that you can get in Tableau, as well as filtering and beautiful charts, but still keeping that beautiful, visually appealing presentation style. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, and we're going to learn how to create this exact presentation, Tableau story that I've created here. All right, keep watching. All right, so what is a story? All right, so a Tableau story is a feature that Tableau has that is honestly not used correctly most of the time or that often. It actually can replace PowerPoint, but still give you that interactive feel. All right, so we're using stories to create presentations. All right, and when we create these stories, you have to keep in mind that you are still creating a presentation just like you are doing in PowerPoint. So all of those same principles apply, right? So each point in our story is going to be a slide. Each slide needs to be focused and very simple, right? We don't want anything on our slide that is not meaningful. So that's the same thing with the story. So we're going to have to plan the story out to make sure it's focused, it's staying on target, and we're meeting and we're hitting everything that we need to hit. All right. So the very first thing we need to do before we get into Tableau at all is to think of what our presentation is going to be. All right, so we're going to say, all right, the first slide is going to be a cover page. The next slide, we're going to talk about our methods, overview of what's going on. And in this example, we're doing survey data, so overview of the actual survey data. And then the next one, we're going to go into demographics. We're going to talk about the demographics of the population. After that, we're going to go into a competitor analysis where we're looking at different competitors. After that, we're going to talk about products that they recommended. All right, so you have to have a fine theme throughout your different stories, and each point or each slide has to be a specific topic that you're going to cover, or else you might as well just be doing dashboards, right? So this is meant to create a presentation. All right, so first plan out how you're going, what each of these story points are going to be. Then after that, you figure out what charts you need in each one, and then we can kind of start building from there. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is first create all of our charts. In this video, I have them already created, so we don't have to waste time doing that, and we're going to go ahead and go through all of them. Now, just to give you a high-level view of what's going on, first we created our plan. All right, what is our story? What's our story about? What's the focus of each point or each slide? And what are we trying to accomplish? After that, we're going to create our worksheets, which are our charts that are going to go in our story. From there, we're going to actually create dashboards with our charts. All right, and the reason we do that is because we have some more flexibility, a lot more formatting options we can do, and it's a lot cleaner. So we're going to put these charts into a dashboard, format it how we like, and then put those dashboards into our story. So by the time we get actually to the story, pretty much 90% of the work is done. We're just placing those dashboards that we created into the story. All right, so let's go through these different charts that I made. The first one, and once again, we're looking at survey data. We're looking at just respondents by different states. All right, so it's just a map. Next, we're going to be looking at ethnicity. So what percent of total respondents are in each ethnicity. And you see all of these are colored yellow, just so I know that they're going to be on the same story point. Next, we're looking at gender. All right, what's the percentage of male and female that took our survey? And then what's the income distribution of it? All right, so all of these are going to be in my demographics story point, or which is actually going to be a dashboard. And then I can talk through these different points in my presentation. All right, so I'm kind of thinking how I'm going to do it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is these demographics. Then once I'm done talking about demographics, I'm going to go to the next point and talk about how we rank, against the different competitors, and show this visualization. All right, and in this visualization, we actually have a filter here where we can show current customers or not current customers or all. All right. And I believe we do have it in the other one where we can filter by current customers or not. So this kind of adds that interactivity within your story. Here we're talking about recommending the product. And instead of a filter here, we actually did instead of a filter here, we actually did a parameter. So we can look at how many are recommending our product in total, by different gender, by different ethnicity, by different marital status, etc. All right. So this allows you to actually add interactivity within your presentations. What's really cool about this is you can kind of prepare your presentation with these different parameters and filters to be like, all right, so at this point, I'm going to talk about this. And then I'm going to say, all right, now when I switch it to looking at it by different ethnicities, as you can see, this, and that, right? So you can actually incorporate the interactivity within your presentation to really keep that end user engaged. Also, another thing is, I don't know if you do it, but when I used to do presentations a lot, I used to always pull up that Excel file, go back, try to run some numbers real quick. And, it was a 50-50 if my numbers are right or not, because everybody's looking at me. I'm under pressure. I'm trying to hurry up and grab these numbers that somebody's asking me. And it's never really a good idea, right? But if you kind of prepare for that up front while you're building your presentation, you can add all that interactivity in here. So somebody says, hey, well, what if we look at it by gender? You can just quickly change it by gender, and we can say, all right, well, there's females on average, score is higher than males, right? And it's already clean and done because you did it beforehand, right? So you add all this interactivity in there so that you can kind of make your presentation more engaging, as well as answer some ad hoc questions that your end users have. All right, so we got all of our different worksheets created. We have our plan out. Next thing we're going to do is actually put these worksheets in the dashboards, which will be our different story points. All right, the first thing that I like doing is creating a cover page. All right, it's a presentation. For me, I need a cover page. Now, I did a little extra. I had a graphic designer create a cover page. I mean, you can do it yourself on Photoshop or Snagit or any type of application. All right, just create a nice image, and that's all it is just an image into my dashboard, and that's going to be my cover page. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a new dashboard because, like I said, all my story points are actually dashboards, and I know I researched this a lot, and a lot of people like the fit to story. I personally go with a size of 10,000 by 780. I just find that fits the best to me. So this is my go-to size. I mean, you can kind of play with it. Of course, if you're going to be doing a presentation on TV, then you got to adjust all this. But this is kind of just a standard sizing that I do for my dashboard, and this fits well with the default story sizing. So, like I said, this is my go-to, but you can change it. Just make sure you don't have any like scroll bars or anything on your story to make it not look as professional, right? All right, so I have my dashboard here, custom size 1000 by 780. I'm going to go ahead and add an image here, and I got this image already built. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do fit image, and I'm going to center it. All right, but you probably want to make your image exactly this size so that it fits perfectly. But this fits all right for me. All right, so this is going to be my cover page. All right, so this is going to be the very first page in my story, and literally just imported an image. All right, next one we're going to do is an overview page. All right, this one's going to be a little different. On this, I'm going to show overviews and then show the methods used for my survey. I'm going to add another image in here, which I created. This image here, and you see it kind of fits nicely right over here in this corner. I'm then going to put a text box over here to the right, and I already have all of this information already done, so I am just literally just copy and pasting this here. I'm going to go ahead and center this. So I'm going to write all this stuff in Word already, so it's already ready to go, and then I'm just going to kind of go over and copy and paste it. All right. So go ahead and copy and paste this over. Bam, got that there. Resizing it some. All right, and that's looking good. So that's going to be my second page, which is going to be my overview and methods. I just, like I said, in Photoshop or whatever else, just get your image created here, put it in here, add some text box, format a little bit. Now you got your overview page. All right. And once again, we're creating all of this in dashboards, and just make sure you got the same sizing. So 1000 by 780. All right, the next one we're going to make is demographics. So let's go ahead and I'm going to duplicate this one and make it a little quicker. All right, the next one we're going to create is the demographics dashboard. So let's go ahead and start a new dashboard. And we're going to make sure this is the right sizing also. 1,780. We're going to style this one up just a little different. All right, we're going to add another picture here. And this picture is just a little different. It doesn't have the logo right up front. All right, so this is going to be the one I'm going to use for all the rest of my dashboards. I'm also going to add another picture, which is a header that's going to go at the top. All right, that has my logo and also has this nice header image right here. So I'm going to do fit and center that and just kind of resize this to how you like it. So I'm going to put it about right there. Next, I'm going to add a vertical container, which is going to go next to my image right here, which is what I'm going to put my text on top of. So I'm going to do a vertical container. All of my dashboard or all of my worksheets are going to go in here. So now I can go ahead and start stacking all my worksheets up in there. So I got my income, throw that in. I got my map, put that on the bottom, and then my ethnicity, put that under. All right, we got all these popping up. I'm not using this split graph on this one. I am going to use this current customer, so I'm going to go ahead and change this to a single value, and I'm going to drag that over here in this empty space. And the rest, I'm going to go ahead and delete. All right. All right, there we go. Now let's go ahead and just size this up a little bit. So let's do fit. This one's entire view. And fit. This one's already fitting good, so we don't got to worry about this one. This one's fitting good. All right, so let's go ahead and drag this. I'm going to hide this title, clean it up some. You got household income. You got the different respondents in the different states, and we got ethnicity right here. I'm going to go also add gender right next to ethnicity. So I'm going to add a horizontal container at the bottom. I'm going to throw ethnicity in there. I'm going to throw gender in here and delete all this stuff too. All right, so now I got ethnicity, gender. Go ahead and give this a little room. Bam, there we go. All right, so now we kind of got it formatted how we want to, and it's looking good. Now let me just make sure this filter is applying to all of these other worksheets. All right, which it is. Looks good. So now when I filter this, I can be like, all right, well, this is not looking at our current customers, and this is what it looks like. This is our current customers. This is what it looks like, etc. All right, now since we're going to be presenting this, we need some text, right? So what I do is I usually grab the text box and I float it on top. All right, so I'm going to float it on top. I already got some text prepared, and I'm going to paste it in here. And I'm doing a white font since it's on top of this blue. All right, go ahead and resize this. I'm going to go ahead and center this. There we go. All right, there we go. And then we got that looking good. All right. So look, this looks like just as good as any PowerPoint I've seen, right? So you still got the interactivity, still within Tableau. You still can filter. You still hover over, look at tooltips. And of course, you can make this way more dynamic, all right? But this gives you a good base, all right? All right, so here's our actual demographics dashboard. And I'm going to duplicate this one, make it a little easier. And we're going to call this next one our competitor analysis. All right. And we're going to go ahead and switch this up a little bit. So let's go ahead and start deleting some of these worksheets. And I'm not going to delete this one because I'm going to go ahead and put this other one in first, which is this worksheet. And then I'm going to delete it just so it kind of saves my spacing for me. We got the split graph right here, and that is us allowing us to switch these dimensions right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on the top. I'm going to delete this. All right, I want this to fit entire view. And I also want to add that other filter we had, which was current customer. All right, and I'm going to put this next to that one. So I'm gonna grab another horizontal container so I can stack these left and right of each other. Bam, just like that. All right, make this a drop down. Let's go ahead and distribute this evenly. All right, and there we go. Now we can change the parameter so that it changes the look of this. We can make it total, so it's just default, and we also change the filter here. All right, so here we got this. Now all we got to do is add the new text, which you should just have it written somewhere, so we can just copy and paste it in. And center this one as well, just to be consistent. And bam, there we go. Now we got the next story point, right? So, I mean, after you create the first, you just duplicate, add new text, add the new sharp, and you just keep going. The only part that is kind of, I would say, hard is just getting these graphics done outside, getting the text done, and then, building the chart. Putting everything together is pretty easy. All right, so let's go ahead and duplicate this and create our last one. And the last one is the recommended product. So I'm going to slide that in here. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. And I'm going to delete this. And on this one, I want to actually put the split graph to the left of it and show this as a single value. Give it a little bit of space. And I want to add my legend to it, which I have a size legend. So I'm going to add that over here so they can see that. And I actually want this at the bottom. All right, there we go. All right, now we just changed this text. Looks like we moved a little couple of things. So now we just changed this text. Once again, just copying and pasting it. Bam, there we go. We got the text. We can now, talk about the different recommended products. Flip through so we can see the different answers, and we can kind of talk through these different points as well. All right, so now we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different dashboards. All right, so this is recommend product. All right, so now we have our 5 different dashboards, and we're going to now put these into a story. So now we do add new story. All right, so now it's as easy as just clicking it and dragging each of these pages in here. So bam, we got our cover page. You see it's fitting nicely. I'm staying with the standard story size, and it's fitting good because I changed the sizing. If I didn't change the sizing, sometimes you'll see those scroll bars, which of course you don't want. And now we just started, naming what each of these points are. So this is the nomadic rental customer satisfaction survey. All right, and then we go ahead and add a new point and bring in the next one. All right, this one is the overview. Bam, new point, demographics. We got demographics here. See, so as you see, we really do all the work before we even get to the story. The story is just something we put together at the very end, but everything's done before we even get here. All right. And then recommend product. All right. Now, of course, we're going to probably want to format this a little bit. So let's go up to story and format. You can change all of the title, font, the color, the shading of the background. I like this white. I am going to change the navigator to match kind of my branding. So I'm going to pick this color here. Also, you can change, font size if you want it to be a little bigger or a little smaller. Change the color. I mean, kind of play with it play with it how you like. But that's pretty much the gist of it. You do have some different options. You can add annotations and stuff in here if you want. You can add text. I don't want to show my title. And then at the end, you have this nice story that we see here. So now let's go presentation mode and see what we made. All right, so here we go. I don't like the text here, so I would probably rename this, but That's just me being picky. But we got our cover page. So we're in a presentation. We can be like, all right, this is the customer satisfaction survey. Talk about the overview. This is our methods. This is the demographics of our different survey. Looking at our current customers, this is what we see. Looking at now the competitors, looking in total, this is how we rank. Now looking at by different ethnicities, this is how we rank, etc. And then, did our customers recommend our product or service or not? And looking at it by different dimensions. All right. So as you see, this can be just as good, even better than as far as visually as a PowerPoint with the same interactivity and dynamic capabilities that Tableau can offer. All right. So really, if it's me, I wouldn't even be doing no PowerPoints. I would put everything in a Tableau story and present these. I mean, you would really wow your clients. And it's nothing nobody's doing right now. So you would really stand out for your clients or internal or whoever, right? All right, last point I want to make is even though I made these nice graphics, you can put a layout container there and just change the background color of it. That works just as good if you don't feel like actually creating those graphics. Just do a layout container with the color of your company's brand and just put the text on top. All right, it works almost just as good. All right, well, that is it for this video. If you want this template, you can go ahead and download it using the link below. If you want more Tableau videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if you need any help with Tableau consulting, training, we also do custom training using your data, please reach out to me. All right, well, I'll see you next video.